My name is Susanna Mills, and I am the editor-in-chief of the American Philatelist Society. This particular issue covers a wide range of topics. Yes, we do spend a fair amount of time in World War II, but we also look at some different military conflicts that produced specific stamps and produced mail that was handled a certain way. So we go from early America, War of 1812 era, all the way through the stamps that were issued in occupied Italy during World War II. We see some conflicts in Peru and Ecuador. There's a lot that's special about military mail, wartime era philately, that attracts a lot of collectors. On the one hand, these are periods of huge changes in how a certain postal service will work. There are letters moving back and forth about the conflicts that are happening, intelligence services, there's censorship, there is propaganda. So you have those perspectives which create really unique philatelic materials, and that's what draws a lot of collectors. On the other hand, mail from this era is deeply personal, tragic, and has this personal human element that attracts a lot of people. We've got touches of both of these things in this issue. So we see individuals as well as seeing the greater movement of the military and the greater context of what's happening during these wars. The February cover is one of my favorites that we've done in a while, actually. So what we wanted to do was convey a soldier's barracks, I suppose, like their luggage that they're carting along with them. So the cover is a chest that belongs to this particular soldier that we've, this personality we've created out of nowhere. And we used different stamps and photos and artifacts from all of the different articles and, pasted them up like this was the soldier putting up their letters from home. Added a few stickers, a bit of aging, and the final result is something that looks quite realistic. There are lots of great articles in this issue, but two of my favorites are really special because they're both by teenage authors. I'm pretty sure that's a first with the AP, to have two teenage authors in the same issue. And these are just excellent articles, each in their own way. The first is by Bethany Hunter. She just graduated from the Young Philatelic Leaders Fellowship in 2023 at GAS. She graduated. And Bethany was studying with her mentor, Cheryl Gons, the APS president. Bethany did her article about V-Day mail, and this is one of those articles I was talking about that really gets into the personal element. Bethany does research into not only what V-Day mail is, which is a very specific type of mail during World War II, but she also looks into the background of one of the servicemen who sent this particular letter. She found out what his early life was like, looked at the census material, found out all about him and his family. Bethany is so empathetic towards this man and his family and the situation that he was in, which I think is a perfect example of how this type of philately is an exercise in empathy, if that's the way you want to go with it. Of course, you can just look at the stamps themselves or study the type of mail, but it's so much more rewarding if you take some time to look into the people who wrote these letters and whose lives are reflected on them. So Bethany did a great job. The second article by our second teenager is by Adyataman Agarwala. He is he's like a senior or a junior in high school, and he's been an excellent exhibitor. He exhibited in the Great American Stamp Show. He's won several exhibiting awards in the youth bracket, and one of his exhibits is about a war, Ecuador versus Peru, about a border conflict. I believe this was early 1941. He's looking at the slogans, the propaganda that you can find on mail from this conflict, from this era, where Ecuador and Peru were trying to get other countries to kind of join their side, maybe shame them a little bit, plead their case to the other folks watching the conflict. This article, like Bethany's, it's really well researched. Both of these are work that you would see from a very experienced philatelist with a lot of writing experience under his or her belt, and we're just so proud to feature them in this issue. In January, we said goodbye to Bob Lamb. Now, to be clear, Bob Lamb is alive. I've got a couple of emails from people not being quite sure whether he retired or he died. Bob Lamb's alive and well. He just decided to take a step back from writing his column, Worldwide in a Nutshell. January was his swan song, his goodbye. So in February, we welcomed a brand new columnist who you can find on the last page of the American Philatelist. His name is John Seidel, and his column is called First Things First. That's a little joke. That's my little joke, to put First Things First on the last page of the AP, but you know, maybe people will decide to read the last page of the AP first. If you do that, let me know, and then we can laugh about it together. First Things First, the name suggests that it's just going to be first issues from any given country. That's not the case. First things can apply to anything. It could be the first airmail stamp ever. It could be one of the earliest known blank from blank. So we've got there's a wide variety of options that we can choose from to celebrate in this First Things First column. John has a lot of great ideas. If you have an idea yourself about a first that you'd like us to cover, please let me know at editor@stamps.org, and we'll be happy to entertain your ideas. Welcome, John. Stamp Ed is coming. It's creeping up on us pretty soon. We are going to be launching the very first Stamp Ed magazine on February 15th. Put that date in your calendar. It should be easy to remember because it's the day after Valentine's Day. So you're so bored and you're waiting for the 15th and you're wondering what to do in the meantime. Well, I would advise you to follow us on social media. We have a X, which I like to call Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube, and you can check us out on our website, stamped.pub. And while you're there, you should also make sure that you sign up to receive the Stamp Ed newsletter. If you receive the Stamp Ed newsletter, that's how you'll know when we launch the magazine. So that is stamped.pub, and the sign up is there.